Madame Webb 2024. Budget $80 million. Box office $100.5 million. Losses around $100 million. Sony's Spider-Man universe continued its string of critical disasters with Madame Web. Meant to be an origin story for Cassandra Webb, the film was plagued by lifeless dialogue.
How would you know if you could climb a wall if you've never tried?
Awkward performances, and unintentionally hilarious scenes that went viral for all the wrong reasons. Critics called it soulless and incoherent, and although it technically earned back its production budget, it lost money after marketing and distribution costs.
Spider people.
The biggest problem? It failed to justify its existence in a universe where Spider-Man doesn't even appear. So if you notice there's something wrong with my recording, well, cause there is. I just got my tooth removed. And, still, we gotta do what we gotta do, right? So, bear with me. And thank you for watching still. Joker, Folie 2024. Budget, $190 million. Box office, $206.4 million. Losses, around $150 million or more. Following a billion-dollar hit like Joker was never going to be easy. But Folie took risks that didn't land. The musical format shocked audiences expecting more gritty psychological drama. Add that to the divisive tone, the surreal storytelling, and a hefty budget nearly tripled the originals, it simply couldn't recapture the magic. While it didn't tank completely, the muted audience reception and massive drop from the first film's earnings labeled it a financial underperformance.
Hallelujah, come on, get happy. Get ready for the judgment day.
Fly Me to the Moon 2024. Budget $100 million. Box office $42.2 million. Losses around $100 million. This romantic comedy with satirical edge had all the ingredients.
Miss, you're on fire.
Very original. No, I do not want to stop, drop, and roll with you.
No, your book is on fire.
Scarlett Johansson, Channing Tatum, and a quirky moon landing premise. But the film's identity crisis hurt it. Was it a rom-com, a period piece, a satire? The marketing never made it clear. Originally intended for streaming, its theatrical push felt half-baked. Audiences didn't know what they were watching, and most chose not to watch at all.
I think we should have gotten Kubrick.
Argyle 2024. Budget $200 million. Box office $96.2 million. Losses around $180 million. Matthew Vaughn's flashy spy comedy Argyle was supposed to be the next Kingsman, but instead it was a bloated mess, with a confusing plot about an author whose fiction becomes reality.
The book is phenomenal, sweetie, but
What happens next?
It's called a cliffhanger, Mother.
Ellie, it's called a cop-out.
Audiences quickly got lost and bored. The humor didn't connect, the tone shifted wildly, and the expensive ensemble cast couldn't save the script. For a movie that cost more than Oppenheimer, the fact that it couldn't break $100 million worldwide is staggering.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
The Crow 2024. Budget $50 million. Box office $24 million. Losses around $30 million or more. A remake of the 1994 cult classic, The Crow tried to modernize a beloved tragic tale but forgot what made it special. Fans of the original were put off by drastic character changes and a lack of atmosphere. Newcomers found it dull despite the presence of Bill Skarsgård. The film lacked emotional weight, creative direction, and marketing buzz. Bad reviews and fan backlash buried it fast. Borderlands 2024. Budget $110 million. Box office $33 million. Losses around $100 million or more. Despite the success of The Last of Us, Borderlands reminded everyone that video game movies still have a high failure rate. The tone was inconsistent, the humor was grating, and the plot barely resembled the game's chaotic charm. Long delays, reshoots, and behind-the-scene drama suggested the troubled production. Fans of the game hated it, casual viewers were confused, and critics dismissed it as another missed opportunity. Here, 2024. Budget $50 million. Box office $13.4 million. Losses around $30 million. Robert Zemeckis' experimental film Here had a bold idea, telling centuries of history through one static location. But the lack of movement Limited set design and philosophical tone made it feel more like a stage play than a movie. It confused general audiences and failed to gain traction with award voters. With a low buzz and a limited theatrical draw, it vanished quietly, becoming one of the biggest percentage-based flops of the year. Megalopolis 2024. Budget $136 million. Box office $13.9 million. Losses around $110 million or more. Francis Ford Coppola's longest-stating dream project was visually ambitious but narratively inaccessible. While some held it as visionary, most found it baffling. Its unconventional structure, grandiose themes, and lack of a cohesive plot alienated mainstream viewers. Even critics were split, with reactions ranging from masterpiece to Trainwreck, and with Coppola self-funding the entire film, the loss was just not financial. It was personal. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare 2024. Budget $60 million. Box office $27.3 million. Losses? It might just break even. Guy Ritchie's World War II action comedy sounded fun on paper, but it lacked urgency. Based on a real British Black Ops unit, the film leaned heavily into stylized violence and banter.
Thank you, Sergeant.
What's the plan?
To neutralize the German U-boats in the North Atlantic.
But didn't bring anything fresh to the genre. Its mid-spring release window also meant it got drowned out by bigger titles. While not a total disaster, it failed to find an audience, either among history buffs or action fans. Horizon, an American Saga, Chapter 1, 2024. Budget $50 million. Box office $38.2 million. Losses around $30 million or more. Kevin Costner poured his heart into this Civil War-era Western, and the result was a bloated, overly long first chapter of a planned 4-part saga. At over 3 hours, the film felt more like a setup than a standalone story. Critics found it slow, and audiences weren't eager to commit to a years-long film series right out of the gate. If Chapter 1 underperformed, the future of the saga looks shaky at best. That's 7 minutes. Thank you for watching. Like the video and don't forget to subscribe for more flops.